Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back, and if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. I packed a lot into this tutorial. I'm starting with a 24-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. I also got these like template scroll UV DTFs from Slide Hustle. I had talked to Susan. I told her that I really wanted to put together a tutorial showing off how I like to use these with mica powders and spray paints and such. So she sent me these. So I wanted to hurry up and get a tutorial put together for you. So what I'm doing is I just took a tumbler that I have just cleaned, sanded, and washed, and it is ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and put this UV DTF directly on here. I am using the hinge method to apply it. You just want to be really careful while you're applying it because, as you know, with UV DTFs, once you stick it, it is stuck. So you want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles or anything because this pattern is continuous. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to the end here. I am going to leave a small gap in it. It's going to go along with what my plan is for this. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the carrier sheet now from the rest of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply a couple more to the top of the tumbler. Like most of the tumblers that I make, I did have a different plan for it, and it just morphed into something else. So yes, I am adding sunflowers to this. I was originally going to print out on some printable vinyl some floral or sunflower watercolor prints and put it on here and make it that way. And my Cricut was just being a Cricut, so I went ahead and I switched over to this other vinyl that I'll be using. But I just wanted to show you exactly how I went ahead and got this applied, and then we're going to go ahead and get some spray paint on here. Now that I have this all applied, I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to spray paint it with just some of my gloss black spray paint that I get from Color Shot. And I'm going in with Adhesive Apothecary's Magick Tack. And the reason why I'm applying this particular glue to it is because this is going to work really well with holding on to these micas that I'm about to put on here. Now, this is a really pretty green mica, but it does have like a gold shift to it. So I wanted to have some of the green look and then having that shift come in, and it turned out exactly as I wanted it to. I wanted it to be very antique looking, and I really feel like the two colors with the black spray paint really brought that together. Now I'm gonna let you know, when you are applying micas like this with this little, this is like a dollar store brush that I'm using, it's going to get everywhere. So make sure that you're doing it in a space where it's okay for it to just flow through the room, because that is exactly what happens with this. It literally was over all of me, all of my clothes, all of the table, everything like that. So I went ahead and I put it off to the side for a couple minutes, just made sure all the glue was dry. And now I am going in with my chip brush and just some white color, pop of color paint that I'm going to apply and make it, once again, get this antique look. So the whole purpose of using these UV DTFs is for you to see the raised ridges, and this technique really, really made that pop, which was exactly what I was going for. So I just take a little bit of the paint, put it on the chip brush, dry the chip brush off a little bit, and then go ahead and get this applied. And this is what it looks like once it is applied to the tumbler. So I just went ahead and let that paint dry. Because it's dry brushed on, it does not take very long. And then now I'm going in with my first 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Fast Set Epoxy. I'm gonna go ahead and let this spin for about 5 to 6 hours, let it completely dry, and then we're gonna start working with the next step. All right, so now I want to add a little bit more dimension to it, so I'm going to add some foil flakes. So I am going in with some of my foil glue that I got from Southern Belle Glitter. I'm just going to kind of put it in a few different spots just to add some dimension. And this is a foil called Graffiti that I got from Woods Goodies a couple of years ago. And I know she's going out of business, so I'm not sure if she still has this or not, but if she does, I recommend it. It is a beautiful foil to use. It's multicolored and it really is helping with that antique look that I'm going for. So I'm just going on putting these in a couple of the different spots that have the glue and just burnishing them just to get it to have that sheen that I want it to have. And then I'm just gonna do this at a couple different spots throughout the tumbler. And then I just wanted to add a little bit of glitter on here, so I am going in with 5 golden rings from Rae Creations and Mossfall that I got from PDB Creative Studios, which is like a sage mix. So I'm just taking a little bit of my glitter glue with a little brush and I just put it in a couple spots, and then any excess that I got on here, I'm just gonna use a chip brush to just kind of brush out of the way. And then once I have this sage color everywhere that I want it to be, I'm gonna take a little bit more of my Magick Tack from Adhesive Apothecary and put it in a couple spots for the 5 golden rings. Reason why I'm doing that is because I want to use the Tack It method for the gold glitter, just to kind of get it matte down and then get that sheen that comes when you do the Tack It method. So that's what I did throughout the entire tumbler. All right, I went ahead and I let that dry for about 4 hours till all the glues were dry. And now I'm going in with another 10 mLs of my Fast Set Epoxy. I'll let this spin for another 5 or 6 hours, and then we'll go ahead and get the vinyl on here. Like I said, at this point in time, I was looking forward to printing out on some floral prints on some printable vinyl to show you how I do that, but my Cricut just wanted to be fickle. I think it's just overloaded because of the holiday season and it just didn't want to cooperate. So instead I decided to go with these vinyls that I've had from Slide Hustle. I got these in last month and I've been looking for something to apply this to, and it just seemed like the antique that's going with this tumbler, this was just going to be really pretty. Now this particular vinyl is made for a 30 ounce or a 32 ounce, but I'm using a 24, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down. It's beautiful because this is a removable vinyl, so it's very easy to move around and shift if you don't get it exactly right. I did just eyeball this with both sides of it because there's the 2 prints. And then once I got it on there, I'm going to trim off with my X-Acto knife at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead at the halfway point and do it exactly again on the other side. And then I'm going in with another 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy. I'm gonna get this completely covered, pop any bubbles, and then I decided to add a little bit of glitter to it, a little bit of the chunky glitters, just to add, like I said, a little bit more dimension to this vinyl print. It really didn't need it, but it was just calling to me. So I popped the bubbles, and then I'm going in with Miracle from Rae Creations, and I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it. I started off sprinkling it just on some parts of the vinyl, and then I will sprinkle some of it also onto the middle part where the antiquing is, and then I'm gonna stop the spinner and just move around any pieces. That's why I love this epoxy so much, because I have a little bit of playtime. So I just moved it from some of the spots. Like I didn't want it like on Santa's eyes or things like that. And then I popped the bubbles again. And then after about 2.5 hours, I did go in with another coat of epoxy just to make sure it was completely smooth. And now I am going in with some of my champagne gold textured vinyl. I cut this really, really thin. I will have the dimensions in the description for you, and I just really took my time. And if you have it thin enough of a line, it's very easy to manipulate it, and I just was able to work it around this kiss cut of the vinyl. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way around with all of the edges. Then I just wanted to clean it up by putting a little bit on the bottom as well, just to make it look really complete. And then once I'm done with that, I am going to take my clear nail polish and just press it to the places where it might lift a little bit. I put it on the edges, but I also put a little bit of it on where I did some really tight curves with the vinyl striping, just to make sure that it was locked in place so that it wouldn't lift while it was under epoxy. And now that it's dry, I'm going in with my final coats of epoxy. I am going in with another 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy. I'm gonna let it dry completely for about 6 hours. I'm gonna sand it down really good. And then I'm gonna go in with my final 10 mLs of my Artist Cure resin, which is going to give me that spectacular shine. I let that spin for 10 to 12 hours. I did do a glitter butt, and then it was completely done. This is the finished product. This was not the plan, but I absolutely love how this all came together. So this is showing you a couple different techniques. This is showing you how to work with that new UV DTF with micas and things like that, and also doing the edging on this kiss cut vinyl to show you that you can put together a beautiful piece pretty easily. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.